Good. Okay, who's got a question?
Hey, Mike, do you have an update on the status of Jordan Westercamp?
Jordan Westercamp hurt his knee in practice, has a surgery scheduled for as we speak right now, and will not play in the game.
How big of a blow is that, obviously?
Well, we obviously hate to lose Jordan. You know, it was a non-contact, just making a cut. You know, and then, you know, exactly what happened. There were not any ligaments involved, which is, I suppose, good. It involved his meniscus.
Does Brandon Riley take over in the slot?
Brandon plays slot. Stanley can play in there. Gabron can play in there. Fortunately, that's a position where we have some depth.
Mike, what's his time frame going forward? Do you know at all?
Yeah, 3 months probably. And, you know, Jordan will be healed in time to be tested and evaluated before the draft. That's a little bit of residual good news out of some bad news.
You haven't been able to catch any breaks with your offense in terms of injuries this year, have you?
No, it's been the continuity's been hard. You know, I've been kind of proud how the coaches and the players have held it together and how people have stepped up. You know, I wouldn't say we've been really dynamic offensively. It's been a tough year in some regards statistically. Some are better, some not so good. So, but I think for the most part we've held it together pretty well, and we still have yet to play our best game, I think.
Injuries bad luck this year, or you think there's a connected?
Well, you know, we'll kind of evaluate that, Sam, when we're all done. I haven't noticed what I've thought is a rash of any one thing in particular, but we will look at it again. We usually do that. It's interesting to do. I think we've changed things every year, probably thinking that way, off-season training, practice habits a little bit, but you know, you get a random deal like yesterday, you don't even know what to say. You know, we've been a few days into practice. It was a non-contact, one cut. It just didn't look like anything. So, but we'll continue to look and see if there is some kind of pattern. I haven't noticed any.
How has Riker looked?
Riker's looked really good to me, really sharp, playing well. I'll tell you what is noticeable to me is confidence. He's just playing, making plays, making a lot of nice throws. We have mixed up more than ever. I've never used quite this pattern in bowl practice, where we are literally one day we are practicing against Tennessee using scout teams, and the next day no scout teams compete ones against ones, rotating those days like that. So it's been good, and it's been good for Riker. It's good for everybody to have those speed days practicing like that. So it's been fun that way, and it's been fun to watch him play and grow in confidence.
Like you guys are going to go 16 practices over 21 days, I think. I mean, just what kind of went into the thought process of really ramping it up here these 2 weeks here before you go out to Nashville?
Well, I think the two things that are motivating us are the preparation time that we have to get ready to win the game. That's the first goal, and we don't want to do anything to sacrifice that. Have to be a little careful about the wear down theory somewhat, but at the end of each one of these weeks, they get 2 days off. So once we get past tomorrow, they'll get 2 days off, then we'll practice 5 days, then they'll get 2 days off, then we'll practice 4 days. I'm thinking that's going to be good. And I'll be careful about the amount of time we spend on the field when we get to Nashville.
Is
So
that different, though, than what you've done when you're bowl games in the past?
not really,
About the same
not
scale?
really. You know, we started talking about these schedules, you know, a couple weeks ago, not knowing what date. You know, the date kind of keys everything. You know, so we didn't know if we were going to be December, January. We didn't know, so we made I think DVD put together 3 plans for bowl practices, and it's nice to be able to do that. And then when we got our date, we knew this is what we wanted to try to do.
I know you wanted to get a look at some young guys
Yeah.
during this time. Are there some guys impressing you, like the intensity? Anybody standing out?
Man, yes, this has been great. We have gotten better young guy work this year in general, and we've had good practice with them in the bowls. I hate to single any people out, but I will say this: the 2 quarterbacks look good, and then there's some receivers that look good too. I think there's a lot. If I start talking about names, I'm really excited about a lot of those names: offensive linemen, defensive linemen. It's a pretty good group. They'll enter in very well in spring ball.
What about
Started 4 sophomore offensive linemen in the Iowa game. Got a good
Yeah.
feeling like you can
I do.
build around
I do. I do. I don't want to start talking too much about next year, but there are some exciting parts like that. We have some pretty good parts like that in both lines. That's pretty exciting.
A little non-football. Will you be watching
Non-
volleyball tonight?
What's that?
Will you be watching the volleyball game tonight?
Yes, I will. I love that, and I've not seen a deal quite like the game that we won coming back like we did the other day. I've not been in an environment, because I wasn't able to go, but everywhere you went inside the stadium, dining hall, players lounge, coach's office, everybody's watching that game. And when we won that in that 3rd set, you could hear it, I think, in the whole stadium. It was pretty neat. It was fun. That team is a great example for all of us. I love following that team.